All right, so how did we end up here? How did we get here? You might be asking yourself. Well, I was hanging a stand in a terrible tree at the beginning of this season. And with my lineman's belt attached to the tree, for a split second, I was like, this is pretty comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. And yes, that is an e-tool carrier. So, a couple days ago, I was like, all right, Tyler, you have a saddle. You're not hunting right now. You're busy. Can I try it? Can I come over and try it? He said, absolutely. So, went over to Tyler's, hung out in his tree, showed me all the doohickeys and get-ups and how to run everything. And we went to the woods. Let me show you a little bit of that. Alright, I'm gonna test if a deer comes cruising through here, how I'm gonna shoot him. Alright, I'm an hour into sitting in a saddle for the first time, and I will say two things. One, I want one. I do want one. This is not bad at all. But two, I definitely want a bigger platform. Not by a lot. Not by a lot, but like, maybe like, this platform's got little squares in it, like one more square all the way around it. Would be perfect, because I'd feel better standing like this. Like right now, when I'm standing, my feet are hanging off. There's no way for my feet to be completely on the platform. Little uncomfortable. I think if I could like just stand on the platform, have a little bit of room for my feet, I'd be really happy with it. Looks like I'm gonna be trying to find a saddle to buy. And honestly, it is actually quite comfortable, and I'm big. I'm 250 pounds, and this thing's actually quite comfortable. My feet aren't tired, like you're not standing the whole time. You know, as soon as you lean back on it like this, you can literally feel the weight. You can literally feel the weight come off your feet. My only concern is big boots. You know, my big rubber boots, middle of December. This platform will not work for that. Absolutely not. So that would be my one concern, and that is another reason I'd want a bigger platform. But ultimately, my God, this ain't bad. This ain't bad at all. We went to the woods, we got skunked, which, you know, tends to happen when you're in a spot that you have literally never been before in your entire life. And you just picked a tree to hang up in. It was really just a test of the saddle. That was it. Carrying in a platform instead of a tree stand, the whole shebang, right? Like I wanted beginning to end, what is this going to be like? What is it gonna feel like? Is it gonna be comfortable? The whole kit and caboodle. So I sat in Tyler's saddle for an entire evening, 3.5 hours in the freezing cold, 20-mile-an-hour winds, in the rain. And it's hard to admit, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So the next day, so I ran to Shields. I got the XOP Mondo kit. So it was the Mondo and the Edge platform, or it's the Edge and the Mondo platform. I honestly don't exactly know. I can tell you
Tyler has a trophy line covert too. I have the XOP hybrid, so it's got a harness on it. If you want to use it just as a normal harness, you can. It's got the hook up on the back, right? So it's a hybrid saddle. I can tell you right now, I love the hybrid saddle over just the saddle. That is a must for me. Wearing just Tyler's saddle, you can't really walk out to the tree. You can't really wear it. It likes to slide down on me and stuff. So I can say I absolutely love that this is a hybrid harness. I can walk out to the tree. I don't even know it's there. It's so light. It's comfortable. It's way more comfortable than my actual harness, which is hard to believe because that one's got all kinds of padding and stuff, but the weight offsets it, I think. Ooh. And I went and bought it, and I went to the tree that night, and I can tell you right now, one, I got skunked again, but two, it wasn't that comfortable. I was like, oh no, have I made a mistake? Does brand matter? And I will say, Tyler's trophy line is noticeably more comfortable. This XOP I made a lot more comfortable, but it's still not as comfortable as the trophy line. Now where it matters is it $150 more comfortable? That is up to you to decide. My number one suggestion is make sure to find some people with some different brands and try them on before you buy one. Like that's what it comes down to, because if I would have tested this one first, I may not have been in such a rush to go get a saddle. Like, period. Like, if this would have been the first one I tried on for 3.5 hours and I didn't make the adjustments I made to it, like I set it up as out of the box, I'm not positive I would have rushed to the store the next day and bought a saddle. Is it so uncomfortable that I can't sit for 3.5, 4 hours? No. It is like the comfort level idea, right? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, tree stand, hanging on a branch, where does a saddle land? It's definitely up here. Is it as comfortable as being able to just sit down in my tree stand? No, absolutely not. Is it comfortable enough that I am blown away with my decision to switch to a saddle? Absolutely. So I've sat in this twice now, once straight out of the box, once with my adjustments. The adjustments I'm about to go over, I think if you go with this brand, you're going to want to do as well. But it is kind of personal preference. I've watched a whole lot of saddle videos in the last couple days. Some people like the pressure more on their back. Some people like the pressure more on their butt. I am a butt person. So this XOP out of the box definitely puts more pressure on your back than it does your butt. And then obviously you have a million adjustments you can do. Go watch someone else's video for that, because I don't quite have a perfect grasp for it yet. Like, you can adjust your bridge to adjust, you know, where it pulls on your body a little bit more. You can adjust where your tether is on the tree to either, you know, pull straight away from you more or up more. And it, like, it adjusts all the pressures and adjusts how you hang. And there is just so many ways to combine these two things to be comfortable or how you want to sit. But ultimately, if you're someone like me, walking in a lot, trying to get to a lot of places, I have a Hawk Helium with a bracket. My tree stand is incredibly easy to hang. Like, hanging and getting in trees is not my problem, because I can just climb up the tree with my bracket, set it, pull the stand up and set it in. Super easy, super fast, super comfortable. Absolutely love my Hawk tree stand. But that walk in with that tree stand is never fun. There is absolutely no good way to walk in with that tree stand. It only weighs 12 pounds. My whole setup with my sticks and my platform with this is probably only like 6.5 pounds lighter, 7 pounds lighter. So like the poundage isn't a big deal. It's the compactness of that platform. So my platform's 12 by 12. It straps to my sticks, which is strapped to my backpack, and walking in with that is worth every penny. So my whole setup, the XOP comes with 3 lines with 3 carabiners. I'm using an old Hawk one because it was already broken in, so it doesn't slip and slide as much. But it comes with 3 lines, 3 carabiners, this, and the platform for $158 out the door right now at Scheels. It was on sale. I don't know how long that sale is going to last. But $158 out the door. I jumped on that, and I have 0 regrets. I am the happiest person in the world right now after sitting last night. And then what did I do to this to make it better? And I will tell you right now, this portion of a saddle, I'll zoom in on it. I don't know what this part of the saddle is called, but like the connector for your saddle to your bridge to your tether, right? Whatever that V is, this is probably the most important part of a saddle from my experience so far. Tyler's trophy line is probably double, well, not quite double the width of mine. And that makes a big difference. It really does. The comfort level by having that V be just that little bit more is incredible. And then if you're talking about tethered, they have different loops that you can set it to get exactly how you want it done. This one doesn't have loops, so I made my own Prusik knots. I added my own Prusik knots to the bottom of my V to pull from the butt more on both sides. That's where I connect my bridge, and that made a literal world of a difference. I sat last night for 3.5 hours, just as long as Tyler's test sit, and it was incredible. Like, I never once was like, man, I wish I could sit down. And even when I'm like really hurting, say I have a really hard walk out and you like take the weight off your feet, you can literally just put your legs around the tree. You can, I might slide down on this pole, so I'm not going to take my weight all the way off, but you can literally just put your legs around the tree and just hang in your saddle and take all the weight off your feet. And it works fine, and it's comfortable, and it's not bad. So this is probably how you're going to see me for a majority of the rest of the season, hanging from trees in a saddle, at least for any of my walkout sits. This is what we're going to be in. I'm not trying to convince you to get one, but I found one in a price range that I think if you're on the fence, it's worth every penny to try. And it definitely isn't for everyone. Like, if you're someone who, when you get in your tree stand, you're sitting for 90% of your sit, saddle might not be for you. It's definitely not as comfortable as sitting in a tree stand. There's just no way around it. Like, being able to sit on a cushioned tree stand with a big old platform, it's definitely not as comfortable as that. It's just, if you're someone who absolutely hates the walk in with a tree stand, like that's your pain point, you should go out today and buy a saddle. Like, there's just no other way around it. That was my pain point. My number one pain point was the walk out with that tree stand. I would give up on my walks, not get to where I want to go, setting up in trees I didn't end up wanting to set up in, giving up shooting lanes, and there were so many compromises when I walked out with a tree stand that just in 2 sits I didn't do. Like, I recognized if I was carrying a tree stand, I was like, nah, I'd probably set up here. Maybe it would have worked out. Right, like also that. Maybe if I would have set up there, I would have shot more deer than where I set up with the saddle. But that's besides the point. In just like general terms, I wasn't cutting corners. I wasn't giving up early on my walks. I wasn't having to pick trees that I didn't want to set up in because of the versatility of this. So if you're someone who absolutely cannot stand the walk in with a tree stand, go buy a saddle today. I think this XOP is an incredible value. Now, I have 0 idea on how long it's going to last because it is just a mesh material on the back, whereas like the trophy line is like a really nice faux leather. It might be real leather, I'm not sure, but it's got like a nice material on the back. It's a little more material than this one. And Hunter is getting, so Tyler's got the trophy line. I have the XOP. And Hunter just ordered the Grit by Tethered, and that comes with like some really nice zipper pockets attached to it. That one's like a cloth. 2 videos from now, we're going to do a comparison video of all 3, the pros and cons of each. It's 3 different platforms, 3 different saddles. So if you have any interests, you could wait till next week and watch that video and then decide for yourself. But ultimately, my setup will be the cheapest one by almost $200. I think with taxes will come to $200. Mine will be cheaper by $200. And I can tell you right now, after sitting in this for 3.5 hours, 4 hours last night, that value is going to be really hard to beat. Really, really hard to beat. You can get this XOP just saddle for $89 right now. Comes with 3 lines, 3 carabiners, and the saddle, hybrid saddle, at Scheels at least. I don't know if it's on sale anywhere else, but it's on sale at Scheels. And it's pretty great. And then maybe spend the extra money on a platform, because I can say the Trophy Line platform is noticeably more comfortable. The Trophy Line saddle is noticeably more comfortable. But like I said at the beginning of this video, is it $150, $200 more comfortable? I don't know. I don't think I can give a proper opinion on that, because what I find comfortable may not be what you find comfortable, may not be what the next person finds comfortable. This is where I leave you guys. Quick little update video. We've been hunting, we've been out, we've been busy. I've been piling through public land, trying to find deer, and it's been a struggle. Everywhere I had velvet pictures and videos, I assumed there'd still be does bedding in those areas. I can't find a bed. I can't find acorns. I can't find rub lines. Like, I'm in a new public land area. I've been searching the usual spots, and I've only found one spot that has been like, okay, I'm coming back here. And that was last night. And I'll talk about that in the next video. So, either way, we're out there. We're working our asses off to get some good hunting video and content for you guys, and it should definitely be picking up here for the next 3-4 weeks. I hope I don't absolutely murder you guys with saddle information, but as of right now, like, I made this small modification of adding these Prusik knots to the bottom of the V. I don't know what this V is called. I'm definitely gonna buy some of the stealth tape, and there's a bunch of stuff that I like to you know, stealth tape up, because like when my release hits these carabiners, like that's really loud, so I want to stealth tape some of that stuff up. So there's some modifications that I'm gonna do and need to do, and like my bino harness, I got to do something with that. So there will be tips and tricks and things coming from a new saddle owner, and what we need to do and what you want to do and things you can change. So I hope I don't murder you guys with saddle information, but I will admit that this has been an incredible experience. I was super afraid of using a saddle. I was just like, there's no way I trust my life to that. Now that I've been using it, you know, I'm still chicken, so you'll see it in the videos. My lineman's rope, I leave connected. So a lot of people, they get up to the tree, they get their tether up, they get their bridge hooked in, they take their linemen's off, and they put it away. And they're just there. I have been leaving my linemen's hooked up as well, and then just super loose. So like I loosen it up a ton, and it's there. Just in case some crazy mishap happens, or like I had been experiencing with these newer ropes, like the brand new ropes out of the package. The Prusik knots were really slippery, so like you'd go to put your weight and it wouldn't catch right away and you'd move. I've been leaving my linemen's connected. Now, with time, with comfort, I'm hoping to be, you know, build a little more trust and have a little more faith and trust. Trust is the best word to use. That I can be more comfortable with it all. But not be complacent, right? Like, there's a fine line between getting comfortable using something and being complacent while using something. And, you know, I've heard horror stories of people who get so comfortable they become complacent and they just don't think about it. And they've, like, unhooked themselves when they shouldn't have. And, you know, knots coming loose and wire or ropes being worn, and you got to find the fine line between comfort and complacency, and I'm hoping to find a little more comfort. Because there's still moments when I'm in the tree and I am just fearful. I'm afraid of heights. So to climb, 18 feet in a tree and have your life to 2 knots is a bit unnerving from time to time. But anyway, I'm rambling a little long here at the end of this. I will say, if you're looking for a deal right now and you want to just go get one, I'll link it below on Amazon. I don't know if it'll be on sale there or not. But this XOP is a pretty damn good value. So the platform itself is definitely an important part of all of this. But for now, I don't know what I want out of a platform. So either way, this is where I leave you guys. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. I hope I don't absolutely annoy the shit out of you guys with saddle stuff, but it's definitely going to be a part of videos going forward. So either way, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you in the woods.